Up next, the Marvel Legends Gamestop exclusive Gamerverse Miles Morales Spider-Man. Let's talk about it.
MBB on the track.
What up, party people in the place? I am the Ruckus, and these are my toys. Before we go any further, please like, share, and subscribe. I think I'm going to have to start saying that a few times during the video to get some of you cats to actually subscribe, especially, but also to like the video. It would be much appreciated. Anyway, on with the review. So what we have here before us is Miles Morales Spider-Man. This is the Gamerverse version of Spider-Man. This is actually Miles in his camo mode. Anybody that knows of Miles Morales Spider-Man knows that he can actually basically cloak himself, go for all intents and purposes invisible, which is an ability that Peter Parker Spider-Man does not possess. There's also another ability that Peter Parker doesn't possess, and you can see that within the clamshell. In the upper left, you see by Miles, he's got basically, it looks like electric hands there, and that's because he has what he calls his Venom blast, Venom touch, or whatever he calls it at the time. So it's a couple abilities that Miles has that Peter does not. Anyhow, as far as this figure is concerned, it is the same figure as the previously released Miles Morales that was in the Spider-Man No Way Home Armadillo Build-A-Figure wave, and it's the same exact figure, only with different deco, different paint apps. This is, molded in translucent plastic to try to simulate Miles going invisible. And they, as an added touch, they made it a GameStop exclusive. Gamerverse exclusives are usually relegated to GameStop, and this figure is no exception. So what we have here is the standard Marvel Legends packaging. You will note that there is no Legends, to be specific, no Legends insignia, logo, what have you. It's Marvel Gamerverse, and then you have in the clamshell, you can clearly see the figure. You've got Marvel at the bottom, Spider-Man, Miles Morales. Looking at the back, you have some excellent artwork showing Miles with his right hand is exhibiting the Venom blast effect, while of course the rest of him is basically invisible. And you've got the readout, which is Miles Morales. Forging his own path, Miles Morales discovers explosive new powers. And since this is an exclusive and not associated with any wave, you see at the bottom there are no other figures to display. On his right side of the box, you see some more very beautiful artwork. You can see that you see stars that are technically behind Miles. You could see them through Miles, displaying him being basically invisible. He's got that same artwork on the left side of the packaging. He's got a spot varnished spider symbol at the top of the box, leaves at the bottom of the box. So here we have Miles Morales, aka Spider-Man, in camo mode, out of his packaging, and I got him up against the blue background to show a little bit of the contrast I guess I could have tried the white, but I think it would have stood out a little bit more. Anyway, it is what it is. You get yours. You could do what you want with it. Anyway, this looks just as good in its own way as the original Miles Morales Gamerverse style. I'm loving the camo apps, how it's been molded with the translucent plastic, and it also still has the eyes, the spider logo, and a lot of the design work of the costume only to be decoed in a way to make it appear transparent. It's looking pretty cool there, and he's got all of his accessories on point, which we're going to take a look at his accessories right now. Miles comes with an additional set of hands. Actually, he comes with 3 additional sets of hands. Here we have his thwipping hands. Miles comes with a pair of wall crawling hands. Hooray! And last but certainly not least, he comes with his Venom Blast hands. Looking pretty sweet there. Now that we have Miles up close and personal, let's peep out some of the details. We'll go through that, and then we will compare him with the original version. So right off the bat, we're going to take a look at this head sculpt, and looks just as good as on the original, only translucent. You've got his eyes. The eyes, you see that they're bordered in a grayish kind of white, and the eye sockets themselves are a bluish kind of gray, and then of course you have the translucent molding. In this case, Hasbro gets a pass on no lines in the mesh webbing, because that would be redundant. So yeah, we'll give you a pass on that one, Hasbro. His spider logo is looking real tight there. I'm looking carefully, and mine's there are no it's not sloppy at all, nor is the rest of the line work, which extends to those butterfly joints. You can see that he's got them there. Go back so you can see it. He's got it on the shoulders and on the bicep. You can see that. And going down, he's got them on his the top of his forearms and down to his wrists, which is cool. And he also has them on his knees, looking pretty good there. And you could even see how translucent it is on his feet. And going back down, turning him around, you can see the symbol on his back, looking real nice. The mandibles on the spider, you can see that it's on the lower half of the torso where it breaks up, so it's going to disappear more than likely when we move him forward or back with his ab crunch. But other than that, yeah, pretty cool with the translucent deco. So that is I'm gonna keep him standing there because he wants to fall down. But that is our Miles Morales Spider-Man in his camo mode. We're not going to go over the articulation for Camo Miles because we went through his articulation with the standard. So I'll put a link in the description below if you want to see that at the conclusion of this review here. But instead, we will do a Miles and Miles comparison. And both of these figures are exactly as they came out of their packaging. Strangely enough, the original Miles was packed with his thwipping hands, whereas Camo Miles was packed with his fists. They both come with the same exact sets of hands, including the Venom Blasts. So you're missing nothing. The original Miles does come with a maskless head sculpt showing Miles himself, and Camo Miles doesn't come with one. And quite frankly, that makes sense because A, that doesn't make sense that he would have his face shown while the rest of him was invisible. And secondly, I don't believe he can isolate body parts invisible or otherwise, at least not yet. I'm sure one day he'll be able to do it, but you know, technically it's a new power for him. So he knows how to just go completely blank, so to speak. So it doesn't make sense, but rest assured, the maskless head will fit on this body because it is the same exact body. So let's take a closer look at both of them. So here we have both versions of Miles Morales side by side, and to try to look at the differences, you see that technically there are none. It's the same exact figure, only one is uncamoed and the other one is molded in translucent plastic to demonstrate, to try to display his ability to go invisible. But other than that, they're really the same. This includes their logos in the back there, as you can see. Even though it's hard to discern with the camo version, Miles still has the same, the designs that are painted on the original are there on the camouflaged version, just he's camouflaged. So that's really about the size of it. Here's Miles with one thwipping hand and one wall crawling hand. And here's Miles with his Venom Blast hands. I tell you, these hands, they look real sweet. You know how I'm going to be displaying at least one of the Miles. So to sum it all up really quickly, this is the same figure as the original, only camouflage. Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Gamerverse style, is definitely a great figure. The things to note that I did mention in the previous video regarding the original Gamerverse Miles is he does come fully pinless, both elbows and knees, and that's it's just great. It's a different, it's a new body mold for Miles Morales, which is technically the teenage body. I believe, and I've yet to compare, but I believe that this is a little bit bigger than the body the original Miles came in on, which kind of shows he's growing up. Anyway, great accessories, the 3 sets of additional hands, thwipping, wall crawling, and of course the Venom Blast, as well as the fisted hands that he came in package with, are great accessories. I am digging this, and I give it a very high rating. I don't have a rating system yet. I'll get one at some point. I'm trying to find something that'll be unique, but just keep in mind that I'm feeling this figure, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, Gamerverse, on and cracking. And what's going to be on and cracking is if you guys remember to like, share, and subscribe, and smash that bell so you can be notified when I upload another video. Thank you guys for rocking with me. Until the next time, my peeps, remember, the hunt continues. And I'm out. Peace.